Okay, so let's look at, sliding this up real quick. Let's look at our checkpoints. I have 2 checkpoints here for you. We're going to go through both of them really quick, and then your homework for the next time we get together is the Now You Try Part 1 and 2 that's attached to this worksheet. So let's look over the 2 examples, the 2 checkpoints that we did that correspond to example 1 and example 2. So in number 1, they want us to graph the equation x squared is equal to 4 minus y squared. We have to identify the radius of the circle as well. So if you look back to your example 1, the first step is writing the equation in standard form. And we kind of know what our standard form is because we looked at it up here. X squared plus y squared on the same side together is equal to r squared. So in this case I have to make sure I add, since I'm giving x squared is equal to 4 minus y squared, I have to add my y squared to both sides so I can move it. So I get the standard form of x squared plus y squared is equal to 4. So that's my equation in standard form that I'm looking for now. My next step is to identify the center. So I know my center is at the origin 0, 0. And I also have to find the radius. Now remember, the radius, if I look back up here, x squared plus y squared is equal to your radius squared. So if my radius is 4, if my radius squared is 4, I have to square root it to get my radius. So the square root of 4 gives me my radius, that is 2. Since I know my radius is 2, I can plot several points that are 2 units from my origin, and I do that on my axis. So if I count 2 over, 2 up, 2 to the left, and 2 down, and connect them lastly with a circle, I just graphed that equation, which is x squared is equal to 4 minus y squared, which is also the same thing as x squared plus y squared equals 4. I found my radius and was able to graph it pretty easily. In number 2, they want us to write the standard form of the equation of the circle that passes through the point 6, negative 3 with the center at the origin. So to do this, we can do this graphically or non-graphically. We can do this just like example 2 with the distance formula, or we can use this using Pythagorean theorem. So this time I'm going to do the Pythagorean theorem and draw it out visually, so that may be a little bit more helpful. I know my center is at my origin. 6 comma negative 3 I know is 6 units over and 3 units down. So this distance is my radius that I'm looking for. But I can also connect it and create a right triangle with my x-axis, where I know that this distance is 6, this distance down here is 3, or negative 3 I should say. So to find my radius, I can take 6x squared plus, a squared plus my b squared, which is negative 3 squared, is equal to your hypotenuse squared. 6 squared is 36, plus negative 3 squared is 9, is equal to r squared. If I add these 2 together, I get 45 is equal to r squared. So I know my radius is equal to the square root of 45. My general equation for a circle we know is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So if I plug in my r, I get x squared plus y squared equals square root of 45 all squared. And just like we talked about in example 2, square roots and squares are opposite operations, so I can, these two cancel each other out and I'm left with 45 as my final answer for my equation for the circle that passes through 6, negative 3 with your center at the origin. Okay, so now I'm going to leave you to work on parts 1 and part 2 of the Now You Try. You have a total of 5 problems to work on, and we'll check those in the next time we meet each other in class. If you have any questions, email me. Otherwise, I will see you in a couple of days.